Did
jump
you hear
in.
the audio come on for a minute?
Yeah.
I think it was a nurse talking about like the baby. Like, I am not that dedicated to this podcast, and I mean, good Lord, Ian, you can take the baby's first birth date off. Like, hey, it says welcome back. Someone says
we got a little bit
Skeptic
back, right.
Alice.
Sorry, guys, you cannot do anything except for what we were doing earlier. So that's the problem. And Tom, go ahead and talk while I'm talking real quick.
All right, I'm talking while you're talking.
See, and also if Ian's hosting it, you and I can have a crosstalk conversation, but we cannot do it when I'm hosting it. So if I'm hosting it, we're figuring this out as we go along. Ian, I hope you're not noticing this, but genuinely, you can't, like, Ian's hosting it right now from the hospital. So I just want to thank you for
that. Is incredible. that is incredible, Ian. My God.
Yeah, we switched sides, and Ian fixed it from the hospital. So thank you, Ian.
Good. Wow.
I hope he didn't hear me gloating earlier when I thought I fixed it. And I didn't fix it. Oh, so good. So good. Such a fucking clusterfuck it is. Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Man.
So, Cecil, can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, we decided to enroll my daughter in private school. Yeah. Because she's in 4th grade, and the schools are closed down, and there's a private school about 20 minutes down the road, and they've got really tiny class sizes and really good protocols around the COVID. We just thought she'd be more successful with in-person learning. But it's a Lutheran school. And like, Haley and I are not obviously religious people. So she has absolutely no idea what God really is or the Jesus story. She's never heard any of this before, not word one from it. And so we were a little bit nervous, kind of like, how's she going to take to this? Like, there's a giant, enormous, like, crucified Jesus, like, in the chapel. And every Wednesday they have chapel. So yesterday was the first day of school. And you could watch the chapel, like you could like they live streamed their 15-minute like chapel thing that they did. So they live streamed it, and Haley sent it to me, and I was out grocery shopping and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'll listen to it. And I grew up Methodist, and the Lutherans aren't that much different than the Methodists.
Sure.
Cecil, I put it on with the full and honest intent of listening to it, and like I realized why like Methodism did not take for me at all. Within 2 or 3 minutes, it's like not hearing anything at all. Like, it is so, like, they just like to do, like, now it's going to be a reading from the book of Jambalaya Jojo and the Corinthians, and God said, not this one, but that one, and upstairs, not downstairs, and you have to love this one, and you just listen to it, and it, like, has this tone and this tenor to it, and fuck all, man, it doesn't mean a goddamn thing. I realized while I was listening to it, like, this is the most harmless fucking banter in the world. It's not like that evangelical shit where it's like fire and brimstone and let's connect with you emotionally. I was nervous about it, and I left after that 15 minutes, and man, you can grocery shop through that shit. It is fucking white noise. It is the religious equivalent of white noise. It's diet Catholicism. Yeah, it's watered down diet Catholicism.
Yeah. Church of Pink Noise, someone says. Yeah. That's really funny.
It was unreal. But it made me laugh just listening to it. So I think,
I know there's a lot of people who send their kids to Catholic schools because they might be better than the schools in their area, or they might accommodate children differently. And so I think like there is some merit to that, right? And especially now you're saying, you're putting your kid in, it's COVID, smaller class sizes, that's ideal. You know what I mean? In-person learning is something that is absolutely necessary for a lot of kids. And, if they can do it and do it safely, it's going to be better than a public school where they're trying to stuff as many kids as they can in the class and whatever, it's like.
Yeah, I mean, the public schools, like the average class sizes are like 30. And you're just not going to, you're probably just going to have a hard time doing it. These are tiny, tiny little class sizes. But like I said, we were a little like, she doesn't know this story. She doesn't come to this with any background at all, like none. And so she blew it off entirely. And I was like, wow. And then I listened to it and I was like, oh, yeah, that's because it's.
Yeah, because it's all literally.
It's fucking Jabberwocky.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right. So, We're figuring things out as we're going along here. So we want to thank Ian for stepping up at the very last second here to jump in and help us out. But we are figuring things out as we go along. Ian needs to host, or another computer needs to host this, because there's no way we can host that here, because it fucks with our audio. And so we're running into some issues, but we're learning as we go along. It's a brand new thing for us. So we want to thank everybody for their patience and for switching streams. And we're sorry that things break, but hopefully everybody got a chance to see that lady get attacked by that bird. And so it equals out in payroll. It all works itself out in payroll. All right. So that's going to wrap it up for this stream, guys. We want to thank everybody for joining us. And we'll be back next week. Hopefully Ian will be back to help us work this a little easier. And we want to thank everybody for joining us. We will catch you guys next week. So thanks so much. And congratulations to Ian again.
Congratulations, Ian.
And Mrs. Ian.
That's terrific.
Cheers.
Mrs. Ian.
Ian, jump on. Tell us about your stream. Tell your kid about your stream. There you go. You just said no, never.